The CEO. I wouldn't be walking the streets calling myself a CEO. Never change, Tony Storm. Never change, you international treasure. I'm John Rankin with my review of AEW Collision Spring Break-Thru 2025. From the same venue where they had Dynamite the day before. Yes, I'm recording this Friday afternoon. I wasn't able to watch this live because I watched Sinners and then The Ugly Stepsister later on and just got to this show now. And really, outside of Nick fucking Wayne becoming the Ring of Honor TV champion, other stuff occurred. I'm going to run through it. And honestly, I hope that AEW is able to maybe not totally right the ship, but at least produce television that actually has a decent storyline flow. So we did start off with Nigel and Tony Schiavone on the stage, and then suddenly Marina decided to attack the ring announcer and just menaced her, and then the other Death Rider showed up, and Jon Moxley is pissed off. Claudio put some cameraman through an announcer's table, and Wheeler Yuta came out just doing whatever the fuck he's doing. Cut your goddamn hair and you might be able to see where the fuck you're going, which should be the opposite side of the barricade where you belong. But anyway, and I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. Wheeler Yuta just in this role does not work for me. Just does not fucking work. So, Mox vows revenge, challenges Samoa Joe, so that's probably going to end up being our Double or Nothing main event. Maybe, I don't know. We've got a few weeks of television until then, so maybe they don't stretch it that far. So we have Kevin Knight against Lance Archer. And I love Lance. He's very, very good. He's a very scary big man. Still very agile, even after back surgery and after doing this for a number of years. I remember seeing him on TNA television as Dallas a long, long time ago. And Kevin Knight is very good. Wrestled at some of the shows for independent promotions around here. Worked just as hard there. Did great in New Japan. And now is able to shine on the AEW stage. This is a typical big man, little man match with some good high spots and Lance showing off good power. And again, Lance is really good. He just never fucking wins. And he didn't win here. There was a nice lariat to the outside and another one in the ring for 3. But there we are. A pre-tape on the Trios Championships, and Samoa Joe says they are coming for more. Renee is with Jamie and Chris Statlander. I will be interested solely on the in-ring action and only that. So, Schiavone reads a letter apologizing to him and Nigel from Dax and Cash. And then Josh Alexander and Takeshita took on Tomohiro Ishii and Rocky Romero. Why was Callis out there for the second time? I mean, the Don Callis family thing is just not working. I'm sorry, it's not. Callis just irks me. And not even I want to see him get beat up. No, the motherfucker just irks me as a human, like, on this earth. So, Ishii is washed. I'm sorry. The man was very, very good for a number of years. He's doing what he wants to do here in the twilight of his career, but still. At one point, Ishii accidentally clotheslines Rocky Romero, then won't tag in. And then he does a few more things with Josh and Takeshita, but then eventually falls to a powerbomb 1, 2, 3. There we are. And then Rocky tries to help Ishii up, but it's a ruse, a flim-flam, a bamboozle, because, well, Trent is back. I didn't even know he was gone, and I honestly didn't miss him. And was he missed? No, not really all that much. And judging by the crowd reaction, I guess people pop like, oh, we're returning. Oh, it's Trent? And more Callis family stuff, because Trent was in the Don Callis family, and then suddenly the idea is Callis wanted Trent to hit Ishii in his non-existent neck with a wrench. Where did he get a wrench? Nevertheless, Harley has the puppet back. More on Harley in a bit. Megan Bayne beat Rebecca Scott and Ashley Vox in impressive fashion. The double, German suplex was really nice. And there were powerbombs and an F5 topping one woman on the other for a stacked pin. Megan has a great look. She just needs some direction. And I don't know why Penelope is her de facto manager. Whatever. And package on Anthony Bowens. Look, I really hope for the best for him. I hope he wins the TNT Championship because speaking of the TNT Championship, we have Adam Cole defending said championship against Claudio. I like how they cut to Claudio waiting for his cue before he walked down some steps to get to the ring. And this match would have been great about 7 or 8 years ago. Cole's had a lot of injuries. The injury bug bit him. That's not his fault. He's battled back. Claudio, he's in the worst goddamn stable outside of the House of Torture and Bullet Club. And they did some good stuff. It's not that these guys can't work. I just don't care about these guys. And a roll-up eventually wins it after way too much action where this really should have ended about 3 minutes before it did. Because this show had an overrun. I'm sorry it didn't need an overrun. I don't care that they're on Max. They don't need overruns like this. So, Claudio knocks over the table and leaves. And Wheeler's trying to calm him down. Or trying to find a barber. Hey, Claudio, where's your barber? So, Big Bill and Brian Keith are talking about they need to stack up wins and do something. And they might want to stack another Brian Keith on top of Brian Keith. So he looks like an actual human being. So, Roosh, the Meat Mortos, and Dralistico took on KM, Rosario Grillo, related to Frank Grillo, I believe. And was about as successful as the Werewolves movie starring Frank Grillo. And LSG. Nothing against Rosario Grillo. I don't know him at all. But that joke was just too good to pass up. And that's a deep cut for anybody that actually bothered to watch Werewolves. I'm sorry if you did, because the movie was ass. It was a squash. Moving on. They brought Roosh back for the... Mortos actually could be somebody they utilize well. Roosh, I'm just kind of done with. He just seems like an unprofessional jackass. Stop having Speedball talk. Please, for the love of God, stop having him talk. Ricochet is a moron. I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, he's better as a heel here because he is actually an unlikable douche. And then we have Commander defending the Ring of Honor TV Championship against Nick fucking Wayne. While the Patriarchy watches backstage. Nick can work. I've been very impressed with what, the growth that Nick has had. Saw him, in the early parts of his career, working the local shows in Everett and going to GCW and stuff like that. Even went over on stints in Japan. He's going to be in the Best of Super Juniors tournament coming up here soon. And Nick's a very good talent. He's got time to grow. He's not even 20 yet, and he's a champion. And, I mean, yeah, maybe there's a bit of personal bias just because I got to see Nick, grow up in his career. Got to talk to him a few times. He's very personable. He's very, very nice. His attitude is he wants to learn. His mother, super nice. She was always there to encourage him at these shows. It was Without a Cause and also at Defy. In fact, people might have seen the clip flowing around when Swerve was facing off against Nick Wayne at a Defy show and Swerve was yelling at a very tall woman, about what was going on. That's Shayna Wayne. And the people, I remember actually were wondering if that was his actual mom. No, that's his actual mom. And they're really, really good people. So, we got some good action here. Commander can do the moves and can do impressive stuff. And he won the Ring of Honor TV Championship, I think, sometime in November, December. So he's had it for a few months. He had a feel-good moment. I honestly forgot that he won it. I actually had to look that up. But we got a nice moonsault for 2. Then they broke out a chant, who's mom, Nick's mom, or who's mom, Nick's mom. Okay, objectively, Shayna Wayne is a very attractive woman. Very, very attractive. I mean, I don't know if I would have participated in that chant, but, it is what it is. Nick's okay with it. I mean, whatever. And Shayna's okay with it. A nice Dragonplex for 2. We got a Poison Rana, but Nick rolled out. A Moonsault outside. So they were doing some good stuff here. Nick did eventually hit a couple moves. Hit a Fisherman Buster Plex variation. And got the victory. New TV champion. Good stuff. Good, TV match here. Ironic because the TV championship was on the line. And good. Good on Nick Wayne. The sky truly is the limit for this young man. And Hologram is returning next week. I didn't even know he was gone. Top Flight is going to take on Leo Rush and Action Andretti in a street fight tornado tag thing. Where Layla Gray will no doubt turn and join Leo and Action. I don't know. I'm just guessing here because I can't take Leo Rush seriously. I just fucking can't. So they're apparently running a Portland event at the theater at the Moda Center, not the actual Moda Center where the Blazers play, a smaller venue, on June 11th. Fun fact, they actually are coming to Kent on the 21st of June and the 25th of June. And that's going to be for Collision and then Dynamite. And I got to be perfectly honest, guys, even though I like this, I like Dynamite from a couple days ago, I didn't mind this show. That's just too far to drive. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe if my friend changes her mind, I can actually still find decent tickets. But it's going to be a 4-hour taping, so that's going to be interesting. But then again, they really should bunch up Collision and tape it more often. Toni Storm's out to do commentary. And she kisses both Nigel and Tony. And boy, Lois ain't going to be happy about that, Shivani. So Statlander and Julia Hart against Mercedes and Harley. 11 minutes left. Harley is over. The match was what it was. Tony calls the women remain in the tournament slop tops and do all the moves. Why have a referee and a lariat outside of the Jamie Hayter or out of the Jamie Hayter playbook? 1, 2, 3. Harley gets pinned while Julia has Mercedes tied up in the ropes. And there you are. That is what it is. That's the main event. Not a bad show, just typical TV taping. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Rittland. I'll see you soon.